is up, YouTube? I cannot believe it's 2018 already. Where did the time go? I have only probably about 10 days left, 11 days left. I think it's February 4th is going to be the last day of bow season here in Ohio. I got 2 tags to fill yet, so I got to get back out to the stand, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm spraying down the gear, packing up. Got a couple hours before dark. Figure I'm going to sneak out in the stand and see what happens. But I got a good cooking video for you, a little out of the wild and into the kitchen. Best darn pot roast you'll ever eat, so please stay tuned and watch the video, guys. Alright, welcome back to another episode of Whitetail Bushcraft. Just letting you guys know I'm still alive. I kind of took a hiatus, kind of waiting to see what was going on with YouTube on the monetization. I had done a crock pot roast and they wouldn't even monetize that. So we'll see on this roast. What we're going to do today, I got a nice big old chunk of venison. You can do this with beef if you have to. But you guys know me, I love venison. This is from an earlier harvest. I didn't do a lot of filming this year's on the hunt because I figured they were going to censor it anyways. Didn't know how it was going to work with YouTube. But today we're going to do us a nice pot roast, a nice winter pot roast, some good old comfort food. I didn't really like how the one video came out when I did the crock pot one, so we're going to go ahead and do one old-fashioned style pot roast in the oven. So the first thing you're going to need for sure is a big old chunk of venison meat. And the first thing I'm going to do, trim off some of this fat here and there. I got a little bit of silver here and there because I hate the fat on a deer. Beef fat's great. A whitetail fat, I just can't stand it. But also, first thing I'm going to do is take half of this onion and we're going to chop that up. Put it in our fry pan, get this thing ready to sear. Got my onion chopped up. We're going to go ahead and go move you over to the fry pan and get this thing rolling. First thing we're going to do is add a big old hunk of butter, half a stick of butter to our iron skillet. Let that start heating up. Go ahead and throw the onions in there with it. Also going to add a nice heaping tablespoon of minced garlic. Try not to burn it this time. The last video I burned it. Alright, ready to drop the old chunk of venison in there. Get that thing a searing. That is a big chunk of venison. And we're just trying to sear it right now. We're not trying to cook it. We're just mainly trying to get it's seared on the outside so all them good juices and flavors stay in there. You can even add a little touch of olive oil, and I think I will. That butter from burning. Just flipped her. It's already looking good. One thing also, I like to stand it up and get the edges also all seared up. That way it really locks in them juices. Okay, this thing's ready to go into the roasting pot. Get all this yummy goodness here that I didn't burn this time. A little brown some pieces. But what we want to do here, I'll resituate all of our camera guys. We are going to add some nice red wine to that. This gives it a real good flavor. This one's going to be a Grandpa Manty's, nice red wine. If it's good enough to drink, it's good enough to eat. Oh yeah, not bad at all. Get all that goodness and burn off that alcohol. And that's going to be part of our stock. What's nice about a roast, you always with the leftovers, turn that into a stew later. You can hear my dogs arguing over some food back there. I'll have to give you guys a look at Bella. She's gotten big. She's almost a year now. Can't believe how fast that went by. Alright, we're going to boil off that alcohol, and then we're going to pour this right over our roast. What are you doing, Bella? Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Sit. Stay. 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 You stay. Go get it. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. Come get it. Sit. Stay. 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 Don't touch it. Don't touch it. No. Sit. Stay. 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 Get your food, girl. Good girl. Sit. All done. Good girl. Bella the Nut. This is one high energy Rottweiler. Very intelligent, but very high energy. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Alright, this stuff's ready to be transferred over. I'm already splashing. And we'll get this party started. We're going to pour that right over our roast. And that's going to be most of our seasoning. This big old spoon here. Don't want to lose any of that. Okay. And what I got here, guys, is some homemade stock that I pretty much cut a whole bunch of other onions in and boiled it out of some of our beef bones from our cows and such. This year we don't have any butchering cows. We got 2 mamas that are due any day now, and we have their calves still, so we didn't butcher any. We're going to put this in the oven at 300 degrees. Total, this thing's probably going to take 3.5, 4 hours. You want to cook it slow. And we'll add our vegetables in there right at that last hour and a half. We'll check it at the 2-hour mark, see how far along it is, and then go from there. So right now we're going to put it in the oven at 300 degrees. Today what we're going to use for vegetables, we already used 1 sweet onion. We're going to use a purple onion, some nice Idaho potatoes, a couple of yellow potatoes, yellow squash, and some baby carrots. Like I say, those will go in like the last hour, hour and a half. That's been in there so far about an hour and a half, so I'm going to start prepping my vegetables. And we're not looking for any rhythm or rhyme to our sizes. Like I said, I like my roast kind of rustic. I'm leaving them in big chunky pieces. I'm leaving skin on the potatoes. Yellow one here. Here's one of our Idaho potatoes. You see the difference, more of a white meat. And the baby carrots will actually leave whole. I'm going to cut the rest of these up and get them ready for the pot. So let's take a peek at it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Ba-bam, son. In the words of Joe. That's looking pretty good. Time to put the vegetables in. Gonna kind of layer it. Throw my taters in there first. Dog crying in the background. And we're going to throw in our nice yellow squash. Throw in our carrots. And don't be afraid if you guys need to add a little more stock or more water even to it. You don't want it to dry out on you. And we're going to add our onions. Now don't that look pretty? From the looks of it, looks like we're going to have to put it in for another hour and a half. Possibly 2 hours, but I think an hour and a half it's going to do it. Back in the oven, still at 300 degrees. Nice thing about this, you know, you just put it in, put your timer on. You know, the oven in the actually roasting pot does all the work. Nice, simple dish. This would also be a good time to salt and pepper to taste. And I'm going to throw a little garlic powder in there. The way your wife will want to kiss you. Back in the oven at 300 degrees. Alright, time to check this out. Oh yeah. Let this stand for about 10-15 minutes. Sounds like Bella wants some too. We'll plate some up and dig in. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this is the shoulder roast. This thing's been standing for a little while. Look at that, guys, just right. I'd call it a medium well. I like my roast that way. You don't want to overcook it, but you don't want to undercook it. That right there, my friends, is a meal fit for a king. And that's how you make venison pot roast, what I call a winter pot roast. Make sure you get some good bread. Nice glass of wine. My good buddy, the dog, Bella. Have us a meal. Alright, it's time for the taste test. It's just falling apart. Now the shoulder roast ain't the most tenderest, but the longer you cook it, the lower heat, the better it'll be. Wait for it. Oh, son, just don't get no better than that. Venison pot roast. Try some of these vegetables. Don't want to talk in a mouthful. Well, guys, I really appreciate you hanging in there. I know I haven't been around very much. Like I say, I didn't know what was going to be going on with the monetization, so I went ahead and kind of called it quits. I didn't call it quits so much, but I just didn't film as much. I was doing a lot of hunting, different stands where I don't have as easy accessibility with the cameras. And like I say, that hut that I built was more for the family thing and being able to film out of it. And it's an early season stand on that one. But can't stop eating. But I definitely got some scenes I wanted to show you from it. It's from the pre-rut and the rut. And I'll try to put the main reason why I was so picky this year and I passed on a lot of bucks, because I had one tall 8-point that I had on my hit list, and I was going to save my buck tag for that. So I don't want to end up eating deer tag soup, so we're definitely just going to fill it with a doe and get some more meat in the freezer. But also like to tell you, I got my buck back, my trophy mount. Wasn't the biggest buck in the world, but he's my buck. He was definitely a different one. Kind of came out of nowhere. I never seen him on the trail cameras or anything like that. Ended up naming him Gnarls just because of his unique antlers. That's why I had to mount him. He was a real big body buck. Took a year to get him back, but it was kind of like getting a buck again this year, you know what I mean? I just hadn't seen him in a year, and now I got him hanging on the wall. So here's a few glimpses of him. Not the biggest buck in the world, but very unique. The way that brow tine splits back like a unicorn. We end up naming him Gnarls. Big body buck though, very big body buck. Nice mature. Definitely worthy of a wall hanger. As always, I really appreciate you guys being out there for me. I love the support, love the comments. I'm very busy this time of year, so it's really hard for me to reply, but I always read all your comments, try to reply every once in a while. But please hang in there. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Smash that bell so you know when I'm going to put my next video out. Planning on a whole bunch more. And make sure you watch till the end of this video so you can see my hit list buck, the tall 8-point. I kind of call him Beast. But I'm Nick with Whitetail Bushcraft. I'm going to finish my meal. I'll catch you on the next video. Nothing like venison. Eat like a wild man.